here, hoping that you are healthy, wealthy, and free and loving your life. Always is how we do, you know it. I have a new spot today. I hope I will be comfortable enough here. But I think it was a little bit, it was time for a change, a different background at least. For those who've mastered what's always in the back of my videos. I had a nice session yesterday. I don't know if you have not heard about the Diaspora Achievers. I am very disappointed. I'll put a link to the Facebook group down below. And this is basically a group of African diasporans who are doing, have done, want to do great things in the continent. Okay, and it was they have bi-weekly sessions, bi-weekly workshops actually, where you really get in touch with the guests. It's normally a session of about 10 to 15 people, where you're able to really engage with the guest that is brought on and ask questions and really get a sense of what it took them to achieve the success that they have thus far. And the best part about it is that since you're there with them, it's a Zoom session mostly, unless something changes. You're able to ask them your questions. They can refer to you. There's that intimacy that you get with the guest speaker. So the guest that we had yesterday was Gael Murara, if I'm not wrong. He is Rwandese, who lives in Rwanda, and he's achieved quite a bit in his under 30 years. So that was quite encouraging. The fact that you don't have to wait until you're a particular older age. Of course, we know this, but sometimes it just makes it a bit more realistic to see the person, see them right in front of you and be able to engage with them for you to really believe and let it sink in that this is possible. So one of the questions that I had, both for me and for you, and by you I mean if you have ever had an idea, had a gut feeling, had an intention to start something, and then never actually took that step to do it. There's always this hesitation, like it bothers you, and because the mind has thought it, then it actually wants to complete it, and just because you're freaking out and thinking about every little thing that could go wrong, then you do not start. I'm not accusing you. I am a victim of this. I am a victim. To this day, to this moment, there are things that I've started, but then there's still those that I hold back from, and I wonder, Clara, when? Anyango. When, and why not? And it's just this life. I mean, we have this life. If I don't do it now, then when the heck am I going to? So I actually asked this question, as dumb as it may have sounded in the moment. I had to ask it, and so I did. And I asked him if he has had the trouble of starting. Has he had, that fear, that hesitation of actually going forward? Or if he did in the business that he started, and how he got himself over that first hurdle to just take that first step. Normally it's just that first step, and then it becomes a little easier in the mind because you've done it before. You've done it once, and then I can do it again. Then I can do it again. Then I can do it, over and over again. It becomes easier, And he's an engineer, civil engineer. So what he says is, nah, I actually do not have that problem because as an engineer, they work with reiterations. They work with trying things, seeing how it works. If it doesn't work, then let's figure out another way. Like that's how things work. That's how ideas are brought into fruition, through reiteration, through trial and error, basically trial and error. So just try it, which is what he actually said. Just try it and see how it goes. But the best part about how he answered the question on how to start was, he said, try it in the simplest way that you can find. Try it in the most basic way. So for example, you want to start selling a product. Okay, you want to start selling the product. Sell it to your family members, sell it to your friends. You know, take the first step and sell it to even the simplest, most basic person. Then the mind kind of realizes, okay, I've sold it once, let me do it again. Okay? He said, if you want to start a delivery business, deliver to yourself. Order it, deliver it to yourself as a first step. Okay, so the delivery system works. Now let me go to my family. Then let me go to my friends. Then let me try my co-workers. Then it gets more complicated, and complicated but easier because you've already done it before. Right? So I love that. I mean, he said, start with the most basic way. Start with the person that you know would not say no. Start with your parents. Tell them, buy from me. You're my first customers, buy from me. You're my first people, this is my service to you. Pay me. You know? And, you know, I guess it's just a way of tricking the mind. Trick the mind into believing that this is part of it, which it is. Every step that you take is a part of the journey, is a part of the process, is a part of the iteration. I absolutely love that, you know, because normally we say just start, break it down into steps and then just start. And what he added to it was start with the easiest person, start with the most obvious person, the easiest sell, the easiest customer, the one that cannot say no. Start with them. Then you know you've started. You've started. I mean, that is the first step, to just start. So yeah, I loved it, and I had taken a bit of a break from it, and then I realized after attending this session the reason why I always attended them, and that I should not stop, because I made a video about mentors. I hope you watched it. One thing that I learned from the SFM, from the six-figure mentors, is the one thing that you need is to engage with your mastermind at least once daily. Whoever your mastermind is, whoever you've chosen them to be, whether it's your peers, whether it's in your books, whether it's in a group. SFM has a mentors group, Africans in diaspora and achievers. That is basically a mentors group of Africans doing things in Africa, and it is beautiful. It is I love the energy, I love the guests, I love the knowledge that they bring that is so hands-on and so practical examples, because what is most important, especially for diasporans who want to go back and invest within the continent, African diasporans, is I believe the one problem is we are going there with the mindset of the diaspora, and having the information of those who have gone back as diasporans and been able to achieve things back home, or achieve these successes, make these milestones back home, is they bring us back down to earth, back to reality, and tell you that you cannot bring the ideas that you had, the big ideas of how the systems work and things should always go right, and you always do exactly as it is written in the process, in the procedure. Sometimes you need to switch it up. Do not go there and try to impose your land your land traits on them. That will not work, because that is not the culture there. So I also put a link to the video. There was a short interview that was done with Gael before the chat yesterday. I will put that in the group, and you can just go and take a look at it and see if you find it interesting, right? So start in the simplest way you can imagine. Start by sending it to yourself, sending it to your parents, to your siblings, that person that you know cannot forget, the person that owes you. You owe me this. Just buy it. Just buy it. Just buy. Then we can talk about it later. Just find that way. So I have 2 things that I need to get done today. 2 things that I need to start today. So I'm gonna see you later. I hope you're gonna start something as well. That's my jump for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.